Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. I'm in my microphone era. I'm so here for this reporter style microphone. I can't tell you how much it means to me to have this, and it's so exciting. I remember when I was a little girl, I used to always want a microphone like this and play like reporter. So now I have it. Are you guys iced coffee people or hot coffee? I am a hot coffee kind of person if it's super cold. But as soon as it gets a little bit warmer outside, which in Southern California, you know, that's like probably 10 months out of the year, I'm an iced coffee kind of gal. And today we are talking about the things I wish I knew when I was becoming a first-time mom. I remember being on YouTube and like searching all the content about first-time mom, and a lot of the things that come up are like baby products or some postpartum products or stuff for while you're pregnant or some kind of like pelvic floor exercises. But here's the real deal. There is some stuff that no one talks about. And then when you have the baby, if you have friends that have kids, they're like, oh yeah, that's normal. I'm like, normal? No one talks about this, and we want to just break this stigma, and I want to talk about it. So I'm going to give you some advice, but I also want to talk about some things that nobody talks about. So first of all, let's talk about you being pregnant. Like, let me give you a couple things. People don't realize this, but when you're pregnant, I don't know if people don't realize this, but when you're pregnant, your body obviously expands because you're growing a human being. Hello. And then when you give birth to this human being, we'll get to that later, but there is a wound in your body. And I posted this on Instagram and TikTok, and I got so much hate for this, but when the placenta detaches from your uterus, the placenta that you grew, an organ that you grew during pregnancy, when it detaches from your uterus, there is a wound. So people are like, you know, you can bounce back. There is a hole in your body, literally. Like, ever have a scab? Ever fall on your knees and have a scab? Even though your scab is healing and it's not infected, there is a scab, guys. There's a scab. Even if your placenta is not pulled out of you, which it shouldn't be, but the placenta needs to be detached from your uterus one way or another. So when the placenta, which is really big, sometimes really big, it detaches from your uterus, you have this wound. And that's why people need to rest. Not people. This is why moms need to rest after giving birth. It takes time for that wound to heal. And people are like, it's not that big. I'm like, girl, it's the size of a dinner plate. It's big. Your baby gets all their nutrients and, you know, the circulation of oxygen through placenta. So come on, give me a break. It's not that big. Like, it's not as big as a horse one, I guess. Anyway, so the wound that you have in your uterus, don't forget about that. So you leave the hospital, you have a C-section, a vaginal delivery, whatever. You have this wound in your uterus. Girl, you need to relax. If you had a scab the size of your face on your face, don't you think you would like maybe take a second to rest? Well, that's one thing no one told me, that wound is there and you need to rest. So I had C-sections and people are like, yeah, of course you have your scar from the C-section, like the outside scar. But what about all the stuff inside that's going on? What about the 8 layers of tissue that were put back together by my OB? Hello? And then the wound that's in your uterus needs to close up and heal. Hello? Okay, the next thing. You get home, you're with your baby, you're wearing a diaper, be it you have a C-section or not, or a vaginal delivery. Honestly, when you have a vaginal delivery, you kind of need more support down there because everything opens, everything gets swollen, you're bleeding, sometimes there is rips, yes, and you're wearing a pad and you're wearing ice packs down there. With a C-section, you're not wearing ice packs because you don't labor that way, but you're still bleeding. Why don't you take a rest? Nobody told me that you're going to be bleeding for 2-3 weeks. Some people bleed up to 6 weeks and even maybe more. I don't know. I was bleeding with my first one probably for about 4 weeks. With my second, probably 2 weeks, maybe a little bit less than 2 weeks. And some people bleed more. So get yourself some fat pads to have on hand because you're going to be bleeding. It's going to be like the craziest period you've ever had, which is not a period. It's literally your uterus healing everything. No one told me that. No one told me that you're bleeding for a month to 6 weeks. It's like you don't have your period for a year and then all of a sudden you have the longest period of your life. So Nobody talks about that. Next thing, let's go back to giving birth. Let's say you gave birth, and my experience, I had C-section. So this is what happens. And this happens also if you deliver vaginally, from my understanding. You give birth, you're with this baby, you're doing skin on skin, and then this nurse comes to you, God bless our nurses, and she's like, I need to feel your uterus. And you're like, okay. And then she presses onto your belly. And the pain and the discomfort is insane. Insane. Probably as bad as giving birth vaginally. Don't know. Again, just putting that out there. It is painful. The reason why they're doing this is they want to make sure that your uterus is shrinking and, getting back to normal and not staying big. But holy cow, is it painful and very, very uncomfortable. And they do this like every couple hours. Ouch. No one told me that. There was nothing written anywhere about this. No, nothing. No one told me anything. So prepare yourself for that. Mentally more so. What else happens that nobody talks about? Oh, let's talk about breastfeeding. So with my second, I've been fortunate enough to exclusively breastfeed her, which was not the case with my first. However, this happened to be both my first and second. Your nipples. Holy cow. There is nipple pain, and then there is breastfeeding nipple pain, which is absolutely next level. Even if you get a really good latch on your baby, your nipples probably haven't been nursed on in a long time. So it is going to be a bit uncomfortable, abrasive, and if there's a bad latch, this is what happens. If there's a bad latch, it's like sandpaper on your nipples. That's how I would explain it to you. So make sure, what has helped me, and no shade to any no shade to any nipple balm. Silverettes, like nothing holds a candle. Absolutely nothing holds a candle to Silverettes. It's like a healing disc sent from the gods. You put those things on your nipples are healed. Like, I don't know how it happens. Silver apparently is healing, but it happens. Trust me, forget all the creams, balms, whatever. Get yourself those cooling patches at the hospital. They can give you some. Put them on your boobs. And then when you take them off, like alternate them with the Silverettes. I didn't use Silverettes my first time nursing. Didn't even know about them. Thanks so much, lame-ass lactation consultant. My second time around, my lactation consultant, who was 10 out of 10, the best lactation in San Diego, I will die on that hill, told me get Silverettes. And I was like, okay. They're like $60. She's like, get them. I got them. Within like 12 to 24 hours after putting those things on my boobs, I have felt such relief, and my nipples were not cracked. They were not bleeding. It was just incredible. Nobody talks about that, by the way. So get yourself some Silverettes. I promise you they will help you. Even if it's your second time, like I still had irritation, and like it wasn't just, all of a sudden your boobs are made for nursing. For me. Would you rather be prepared, or would you rather be sorry and then you were in pain? Probably the first one. Okay, so those are the things nobody talks about, and I wanted to just put this out there to the universe. If you're pregnant and you're getting ready, like prepare yourself. Nobody talks about this. Why not? We're all female that are watching this, hopefully, and we want to have a good experience. Nobody talks about it. No one talks about it. I also want to give you some advice. Not everything is bad. Once you bring your beautiful baby home, just know, if it's your first time, and I hope you have the best experience ever, the time goes by super fast. I remember with my first, I thought time was stopped. I thought it was going like molasses. I couldn't sleep. The baby couldn't sleep. I wasn't properly eating, drinking. My breastfeeding stuff was not going well. So the second time around, I was like, oh, hell no, I'm not doing that again. And everything changed for me the second time. I feel like knowing that I have a lactation consultant coming to help me. I have freezer meals in my freezer. I'm going to be fed and nourished, and hopefully the baby will latch. And if they don't, I had formula on hand because I was not against that either. Just knowing that, everything felt smoother. I was so much more relaxed, and I'm telling you, the time flew by. I don't even know how she's about to turn 5 months old. I just remember bringing her home from the hospital. She has been the most perfect angel sent to me, I swear to God, to heal my postpartum experience from the first time. But I will tell you that there are going to be moments that it is still really hard, and you're going to be tired if it's your first time. You've never probably been this sleep deprived. And just know it's okay. Like, I promise you it's okay. You will make it through 100% of your bad days because you have already made it through 100% of your bad days to this day. You've made it, and you will keep going, and you will make it. And there are times you're going to look at this baby and you're like, what the F was I thinking? Or maybe I made a mistake, or oh my God, I'm overwhelmed. It might happen to you. It might not, which if it doesn't, I promise you when they're a toddler, those thoughts will come to your mind. But again, it's totally okay. The time will pass. I promise you that your baby will be fed one way or another. You will make that decision, be it breast, be it formula, be it bottle, whatever. And I promise you, just like, take the time with your first and spend as much time as you can with them, because if you want to have more than one kid, the second time around is so different. You're going to probably be like, oh my God, I'm with my second and now with my toddler or an older child. So I promise you the time goes by fast. Take a lot of pictures. And if you're not yet pregnant and you've never been pregnant before, take a lot of pictures of yourself naked, because once you have your baby, and let's just say you have a couple of pounds from creating a human being, you'll be like, oh my God, I used to be so skinny. The second thing I wanted to say, or whatever, I don't know what number I'm on, but don't compare your experience to anyone else's. I'm telling you, I had two. My first and second were night and day, so no two experiences are the same. And another thing I'll say to you guys that everyone says, trying to get this hair off, is mother's intuition is truly a thing, because once you have this baby, there's going to be something, there's like a slight switch that goes on in your brain, like for mom mode, and you're going to know what to do, when to do it, when to push back, when to question things. You will want the best things for your baby, and just listen to that. Listen to that intuition, because there's a lot of noise. Like even this video, there's a lot of noise, and maybe you have absolutely nothing that I'm mentioning to you here. Listen to yourself first. Listen to your heart. Listen to your intuition. Trust the people that are closest to you, be it your partner, spouse, your mom, dad, whoever it is, whoever your support system is, like trust them, and then question if and when you need to. I think a lot of people are also maybe sometimes too quickly to trust authorities, doctors, for example, and they don't question things. Question things if you feel like they need to be questioned. If you feel like it's aligned for you and your values, then go with it. There is absolutely no wrong or right answer. It's how you feel. The decisions you make for your baby are between you and your baby, and you don't have to share them with anyone but, the closest people who are responsible for making those decisions, which is you, maybe your spouse, and that's it. You're doing the best you can, and if you don't know something, it's totally normal. I didn't know anything. I read a lot of books. That's why I'm sharing this now, because I wanted this information. Not that I wanted, it's like you don't know what you don't know. So I didn't know any of this information. And then when you get here and you're like, no one told me jack nothing. So do your thing, boo. Do your thing. Also, the last thing I'll say yes to the nap and accept that meal that somebody wants to drop by. Like, it's okay. Like, you don't have to entertain, but if somebody wants you to drop you off like some chili, a soup, a sandwich, it's totally okay. Just grab it and just say, hey, I'm not feeling like I want to entertain, but yeah, I would love for you to drop off a meal for me. Like, do you mind just leaving it at my door? I promise you, if that person that's bringing that to you is a true friend, they will not take it personally, especially if they're a mom. They're going to know, they're going to know. And the other thing I want to say is, if you're in the situation where your friends are having kids now, the best thing that you can offer is your time. So this is what you do. Hey, I am free tomorrow from 12 to 2. I'm going to come over and here's what I can do for you. You pick. A, clean your house, do the laundry. B, I can meal prep something for you. C, I can hang out with the baby while you shower and do something for yourself. Which one do you want help with? And you pick. So it doesn't mean that when somebody's coming over to your house, they need to take the baby from you. Some moms don't want that. Some moms want to be with their kid all the time, 24/7. Some moms want to take a shower. Like, I was the one's like, I need a shower. And some are like, actually, it would be really helpful if you did my laundry, or if you just made a meal for dinner. So I'm like, my kids are fed. So when you offer those suggestions, like don't text a brand new mom and it's like, hey, should I come by? Like, what do you need? Give her options. She has like 0 brain cells left for any decision making. She needs like a multiple choice like answer. She's not going to be like coming up with all these ideas. So just say, you want me to clean, you want me to cook, or you want me to hang out with you and just sit on the couch? Like let them pick. It's all good. Anyway, I hope this video was helpful. It was a little bit yappy, but I hopefully again you guys found something valuable. And yeah, I'm just really passionate about helping moms and helping them, especially in their postpartum journey. And you know, knowledge is power. So I will see you guys in my next video. Hope you have a really good day. Bye.